Hey guys, welcome back to Very Important Japanese News, the most trusted news source in Japan. If you're new here, I'm Shoin, and if you're not, I'm Trey. First news, there was a survey that asked 1,000 Japanese gay people what Ghibli character they wanted to sleep with the most, and we're gonna look at the top 10. Now, before we begin, I just want to say that this is just an online survey. It doesn't reflect the gay community's feelings, or the Japanese gay communities for that matter. So I would take everything with a grain of salt. This should not categorize the feelings of all gay people towards Ghibli characters. I'm sure there are many people in Japan and abroad who have different rankings of which Ghibli characters they'd like to sleep with. This is only just one survey. Please don't come after me. Although it'd be a little funny if the gay community came after me for saying that I was propagating news that was not reflective of how the gay community actually feels about which Ghibli characters they'd like to sleep with. Having said that, let's be respectful. Let's just say that this is a fun survey that we want to check out. Alright, let's check this out. ゲイが選ぶ抱きたいジブリ男ランキング! Yay! Place your bets. Who is number one gonna be? And the number one is the dad from Ponyo on the Cliff! The dad from Ponyo on the Cliff is number one. Who even remembers this guy? Who even remembers? Men on the sea with nothing else but other men. I can see why he could be considered attractive, but number one? What about this guy in the back? He's pretty dandy looking too. All right, number two, place your bets. You saw what number one is, now place your bets. Who's number two? Number two is the dad from Spirited Away. That's right, the dad. A burly, middle-aged man who turns into a pig in the first 10 minutes of the film. The dad. The dad. People wrote, ガチムチパパ萌え。車の運転も食欲も暴走タイプ。セックスも激しそう。His driving is rough and is gluttonous, so his sex must be rough too. He looks amazing even as a pig. I mean, we do have to admit, that's a good looking pig. That's a great looking pig. He is an absolute unit to begin with, and he just thick boy nation right there. Number one, we got daddy. Number two, we got thick daddy. And so number three, who do we have? Da 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 da. The boy from the grave of fireflies. Oh, wow. Why? The comments are, did he die a virgin? Cry. Wait a second, how old is he? 14. Number three is a 14-year-old starving kid who suffered the World War II radiation. And number four is Totoro! Oh, Totoro! Okay. So number four, we have a burly furry. 獣から圧倒的支持. The furry vote. 腹の上でモフモフしまくりたい. I want to bounce on top of his stomach. And number five, we have the dad at the bread shop at Kiki's Delivery Service. Yay! Number five is the dad at the bread shop. 無口で目立たないけどガチムチで美味しそう. So he doesn't talk a lot, but he's thick and he looks delicious. 私も彼の子をはらみたい. I want to get pregnant with his child too. So 3 out of 5 have been burly men, 1 out of 5 had been a burly furry, and 1 out of 5 has been a dying child. Now at number 5, I just want to preface again, this does not reflect the feelings of the gay community or anything. Just a survey. Please don't come after me. And at number 6, we have the kid from Whisper of the Heart. He's not even a main character. He's a middle schooler. I mean, I get it. If you look at these expressions, he's probably adorable. I like the fact that he was in the baseball club. He probably jerks off like a monkey. And number 7, we have Ashitaka from Princess Mononoke. Okay. If I were into men, I would have voted number 1 for him, so totally get it. Yaseiji Saiko. I love wildlings. And in number 8, Pazoo from Castle in the Sky. There's just burly men and children on this survey. Ugh. Oh no. 13 years old. 彼がきっかけでショタに目覚めました。 I became a little boy lover because of him. So Shota is short for Shotakon, which means that you are into little boys. Tenku de yaritai. I want to him in the castle in the sky. And number 9, we have this dude from Kokoriko Zaka. I mean, okay, I'll bite. Still a virgin, right? And so number 10, who do you think we have? Who do you think we have? Make your bets. You got someone in mind? Okay. It is Miyazaki Hayao, the creator of Ghibli itself. Yeah, I mean, look at him. He is a man. Look at that dandy looking man. Wouldn't you want his hands around you? I want his money. Youjo shumi kara kousei sasete agetai. I want to help him get out of his lolly fetish. So actually, if you didn't know, if you haven't already realized, Miyazaki Hayao, he is one of the biggest influences of anime and animation globally. He is very well respected and we should respect him. However, if you didn't realize, he is a raging pedophile. Whether you like to admit it or not, he is a raging pedophile. Almost all of the leads in his movies are underage girls. And not even just like in the teens. Girl children. And you may be like, oh, how dare you, Shona? How dare you call him a pedophile? Well, Oshii Mamoru, who is a direct kohai of Miyazaki, who's created Ghost in the Shell, he said in an interview that he wasn't sure if Miyazaki was drunk or sober, but he said, 12歳の女の子と恋愛してどこが悪い? What's wrong with falling in love with a 12-year-old? I could think of a couple things. And all the comments are like, yep, we know. It's like, oh, he's a real one. And if you needed more proof, Miyazaki Hayao was asked what he would do after retiring, and he drew an image of a hospice that he would love to live in, which is kind of a foresty hospice where nearby children can just wander in and just come up and talk to him. So he wants to just lie in a hospice and slowly die, being surrounded by young children. There's nothing wrong with that per se, but given his obsession, it's a little weird. This is so much of his dream that he drew it. He drew it. Now, having said that, he, as far as we know, has never acted on his pedophilia, which means he feels that way maybe, allegedly, but he never acts on it. So it's fine, right? Because all of the films you guys love was made by an alleged pedophile. So his passion for young girls created some of our favorite iconic masterpieces. Pedophilia created these masterpieces. Now, I am not encouraging pedophilia. I am just stating the fact that is it so wrong to be a pedophile? I am not encouraging pedophilia. I am just stating facts. This is the most trusted news source in Japan, and I have to be blunt. Pedophilia created some of our masterpieces, okay? I'll see myself out. All right, we had fun. Back to topical news. Next news. 政府全国民に現金給付へ1万2000円を超す額で検討. Amidst the current pandemic, the government is considering giving out 12,000 yen to all people in Japan. For those of you who don't know, 12,000 yen is roughly $100. $100! Thank you! Thank you, $100. This will definitely get me through this pandemic. Wow, $100. Imagine all the things I can buy. 10 meals to last me through these next couple months. Or I could buy 4 sets of toilet paper rolls. Or I could buy 1,000 10 yen umaibos and just be the king of umaibos while I'm quarantined in my house. Just a umaibo in each hand, just 12,000 yen. 12,000 yen. All 12,000 yen does is remind us how fucked we are. Instead of 12,000 yen, I'd rather a Japanese official just come to my door and piss on my foot. Now, having said that, there was enough backlash when the news came out. Yesterday, the Japanese government said that, okay, we'll consider 10,000 yen, 100,000 yen, which is $1,000, which is actually reasonable, right? All right, guys, if you got 100,000 yen from Abe, what would you do? Comment down below. All right, that's the news for this week. Gay Ghibli ranking, accusing Miyazaki Hayao of being a pedophile, and having the Japanese government pee on me. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. And if you have any friends that are interested into getting deeper into Japanese culture, please share it with them. I really want to help people get into Japanese culture. Maybe it was a little too deep this week. And if you guys have any news you want me to cover, just hit me up on Twitter. Now, lastly, because of the pandemic scare, I went to Costco to shop up on food, and I was mostly going after the meat. And then meat in Costco is pretty cheap, so, you know, I got some. But then yesterday I went to Niku no Hanamasa. Now, if you don't know Niku no Hanamasa, it's a supermarket for shops to buy in bulk. And the prices there were amazing. So if you're living in Japan, I'd really recommend going to Niku no Hanamasa to stock up on stuff rather than Costco. In fact, the meat at Niku no Hanamasa was so cheap, and I'm such a fan now that I'm gonna be calling my meat Niku no Hana Massive. Thank you. 以上、ベリーインポータントジャパニーズニュースでした。